So today I'm going to explain mitigation blocks in a very simple but brutal terms, because if you're not using them, you're handing money to smarter traders every day. So let's get started. A mitigation block is where smart money, banks, institutions, prop firms had to take temporary losses before pushing price in the direction they wanted. Think of it like this. They got into the trade, price moved against them, but instead of panicking, they waited, added more, and sent price exactly where they planned. That spot where they re-entered and rebalanced their position, that's what we call a mitigation block. A bullish mitigation block is simply a 4-step formula. A high, a low, a lower high, a lower low. I'm gonna say that again. A bullish mitigation block, this is the differentiation between a breaker block and a mitigation block. It's the failure swing. That's where you don't even need an SMT, but don't worry, I'll get into that later on in the episode. Just make sure you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, you're giving away your time for free, and you will never master this. So put your phone away, put anything away. Whatever you have around you, put it away and focus. Now, a bearish mitigation block is comprised of 4 steps: a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. I don't know why that's not in the presentation, but don't worry. I'm not really here to be professional, I'll be honest. I'm just here to teach you exactly what you need to flip and succeed, okay? And that's the difference between the mitigation block, is that with a breaker block and a mitigation block, there will be a sweep on liquidity with a breaker block. Whereas with a mitigation block, it's a failure swing. But that's because where you see a mitigation block on one pair, there is a breaker block on another pair that you don't even have to look at, because a mitigation block simply validates the failure swing, which is an SMT with a pair you don't even have to look at. That's it. I've solved your SMT problems. I've solved your mitigation block problems. I've solved when you're seeing, oh, but the high didn't get swept, so why is my trade still going my way? Well, here you go. I've even given you the logic behind it. So let's get into it. This is an example of a bullish mitigation block. As you can see, what's that? A low, a high, a higher low. Notice we didn't sweep, but we didn't sweep because we tapped into this rejection block right here. And once you see an expansion above this order block, you've got your mitigation block. And then we can expect the offset of positions. Smart money buys that, and yeah, they went on their way. Now, let's get into a video example of this. Okay, so right here we have a failure swing. We're bullish. What do we have? A low, a high low, a higher high. So what are we going to expect? Well, we can mark out this candle right here, and we can expect, let me just change that for you guys. We can expect a retracement price into this mitigation block. Let me change the color so everything matches the same as well. Right here. Now, me personally, I would have marked it out like this. That's just me. But it's because I'm a designer, so I don't like too much confusion. But of course, you can just mark out this, right? Notice, by the way, this failure swing is an SMT on a pair that you don't need to look at. For example, on NQ, it's probably on ES Mini or on the S&P 500. This was a breaker. This was swept. This is proof that smart money is in the market. And these moves tend to be low resistance liquidity runs. And you're going to see price run very quickly, which I'm going to show you. Don't worry. Don't worry. So now, we can expect an expansion. You see that? We've come back into the mitigation block. and you can expect higher prices. Order block has been created. Once the order block is created, we understand that this would be the stop loss. And we can see, let me remove this. Let's see if we have drawn liquidity. See that price will go higher. Aim for a normal 1 to 3. Good stop loss below 1 to 3. Take your time. Oh, and I guess that's the live market right now. And yeah, you can expect higher prices. I didn't even know I was trading the actual live market, but there you go. You can get a 1 to 3. I think this is even a 1 to 2, isn't it? Yep, 1 to 2. That's your mitigation blocks. It's one example. I wish I could find another one, but I know I probably won't be able to find another mitigation block example. Oh, well, you got one here. What's this? A low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. Would you mark out? You can mark out this right here. And notice what happened. Price dropped down. We had a liquidity sweep, an offset accumulation right here. On this drop down, you can enter again at the mean threshold. Stop loss here. Aim for a 1 to 2. Well, it was a 1 to 3, but let's say a 1 to 2. And yeah, that's your entry again. Your stop loss right here. That is mitigation block. Now, if you want the free training, you know where it is, the authorfx.co.uk. Join the free Telegram. If you're watching this in the free Telegram, then join the free training. And you've got the IFEG video to watch. You've got the breaker blocks video to watch. You've got the power 3 video to watch. You're so behind if you haven't watched my YouTube channel, especially the mindset mastery. That is the key element to trading, because trading is 90% psychological and only 10% of patterns. The patterns aren't going to save you. It's your mind that's going to save you. And you need to always live as though your prayers have been answered. God bless. I hope you live for as long as you want, and you never want for as long as you live.